So we're coming up right now at Tract 1 at Pine Hollow. It's on the right. So we're looking north on the county road. There's that would be about the southwest corner of the property, the ribbon on the right. So it's everything you see on the right side of the road. Now it's the middle of winter, so every property looks a little different than it will in the spring and summer. But we'll pull over in just a minute here and get a really good look at this, and you'll be able to see that it's a gorgeous tract of land. Okay, I'll just get off the road in case anybody needs to come through here. Okay. So again, this is Tract 1 at Pine Hollow. There you can see the sign, Tract 1. Now this is one of the National Forest tracts. So this property directly borders the Mark Twain National Forest along its east side. I haven't yet had the chance to really spend any time on these tracts other than to see them from the road. So I'll just keep the camera running and we'll go and have a look at this property. This particular area adjacent to the National Forest is called Pine Hollow because you will find a lot of pine trees. Here you can see some smaller ones. There's one that's a little larger. You can tell right away that this property has not been logged. Not in my lifetime anyway. And I'll be 40 in a couple months. Really, really pretty property. You'll find this mature timber all over the place. I guess I'll just walk kind of toward the east and we'll see what we can see. This is an amazing area for wildlife, white-tailed deer and wild turkey specifically. You could build your home or cabin or set up your campsite here on the west side to be close to the county road, or you definitely have the option of going further back to the east to get close to or adjacent to that national forest. I'm seeing some really nice timber on this property. It looks like it kind of rises up as we head east, which may end up giving us some good views. Now, like I said, this is the first chance I've had to really see this property at all, except from the road. And the guys had told me that there was some really good timber on this property, and I can definitely see that. You've got some timber that's marketable already, and you've got some timber that will be marketable within the next few years. Oh, this is beautiful. I didn't plan on going too far back to the east, but I think I will, because it looks like as we come up this rise, we're going to have some nice pine trees, and I really am anxious to see that. You can definitely bring your four-wheeler out here and have a lot of fun with that. Now, as we come to the top here, it looks like it starts to level out, and we really do have some really pretty pine trees. So this is an exceptional property. Oh yeah, this is great. Just beautiful. View of that nice timber as we look back to the west. This would be just a gorgeous building site. Super private, super peaceful. More of those big trees. Got some gorgeous timber up here. I have to think we're getting somewhat close to the national forest, but I haven't seen any markings yet. Beautiful, beautiful property. I'm really glad I got the chance to get out here and take a good look at it. Looking to the north on the property, you can see another stand of pine. It's level up here on the east side. I don't have the map with me, but we should be fairly close to the national forest. Directly adjacent to the national forest, so you can literally walk from your property onto thousands and thousands of acres of public land that you can use for hunting, camping, recreation. Yeah, this is stunning. This is a nice one. I see some more smaller pine up here. This is a great property because you have the options of putting in your site if you want one right down by the county road, or if you want to, you can come back here to the east and you have got maximum privacy. I'm not surprised at all to see a fresh deer rub right here. That's somewhat fresh. It's from this year anyway. That's a buck rubbing his antlers against the tree, I think to rub the velvet off his antlers. Someone more knowledgeable could probably help me out with that. Got some great pine up here. If you've been looking for land for a while, you know how special these tracts are, and this tract 1 in particular, to have this kind of topography and be adjacent to, I mean direct frontage on the national forest and county road frontage on the west side. So you're always going to have good access. You don't need a huge jacked up truck to get to your property. You can get here in a Honda Civic if you want to. So yeah, there are definitely deer in this area. Looking at these, that rub's a little fresher than the last one. Just like any of the properties that we sell, or pretty much anyone sells, once it's paid for in full, this timber is yours. You can do whatever you want with it. You can harvest it, you can leave it, you can sell it, whatever you want to do. Until it's paid for in full, you can't cut the timber. I forget what the size restriction is. You can check the contract or the website for that, but you can just cut very small timber in order to clear a trail or a building site or whatever. Now, if you have your site picked out where you want to build, or the trail that you want to make, and if you get a hold of us, we can send somebody out here to okay that and give you written permission to cut sometimes even marketable trees that you've marked, if you're doing it to create an immediate building site or usable trail. So, wow, this is great. Here's another prime building spot. I can just see a little glimmer of that county road to the west, but of course, once the leaves are back on the trees, you could be 50 feet back from the county road and probably not see it. And yet again, another deer rub on a very small pine tree. That's a really fresh one now. Nice, nice property. Wow. Direct access to thousands of acres of hunting land on this property. And if you don't hunt, it's recreation land. You can camp, and I believe you can horseback ride. I'm sure there are trails where you can ride a four-wheeler or a side-by-side. Pretty special property. We only have a very limited number of these, and it took us a long time to finally get them. Oh, I can see my truck way off in the distance through the trees. I'll head back that way, but I think I'll just stop the video. I think that gives a pretty good look at this property. You can definitely get a feel for what it's all about. That is Tract 1 at Pine Hollow. Spectacular property. Real wilderness out here, and still only 15 miles to Walmart. Nice property.